is functus official. This is a criminal matter. It is not a civil case. That application can only be made before the High Court, either by way of revision or by way of appeal. In the meantime, the relatives of the respondents are directed to embark on sourcing for the experts they would require, whether pathologists or toxicologists, to be ready to proceed to the national lab for the extraction of the DNA. This court cannot encourage condemnation of government institutions. We must trust the process. We have a lab, we have a national forensic laboratory that is quite modern, and I believe manned by people of integrity. I do not understand why the respondents are suspicious of them, unless of course they have worked with them, in which case it is upon them to tell this court and the country what they know that happens in that laboratory. The respondents are at liberty, as I've indicated, to avail their experts to be present and participate in the process. Mr. Omari has further submitted that no bones were produced before this court as exhibits. Bones of human beings are bones that cannot be produced as exhibits in any court of law.
Has been released on a personal bond of 500,000 shillings. So the 8, when they will go for the DNA samples, then the state, they can come with their pathologist. We've raised quite serious issues, that this being a politically motivated prosecution, where politics is the reason as to why the 9 people are arraigned in court. Our clients think that mischief will be done at the laboratory. We demanded that the said bones, the said clothes, the said evidence be produced in court, so that when the DNA samples are taken, they are going to be matched with what already is there. The court has pronounced itself. We respect the decision, but we vehemently don't agree with the decision. In all the arguments we raised, just like the Supreme Court, none of the arguments was upheld. All of them were dismissed as hot air. The arguments of the respondents were dismissed, none was upheld. We have instructions to move to the High Court immediately today to challenge the decision of the 21 days. These are senior citizens who have been in custody for over 25 days. They have been again added another 21 days. We raised to the court what is prevailing to the country now. The insecurity, the upsurge of crime that has gone up. And we pleaded to the court that this ruling is likely to expose 45 million Kenyans to the hands of thugs, hands of robbers, hands of murderers, as exemplified by all the media outlets and social media outlets of a new surge of crime. The 9 officers and other officers in the SSU were targeted and mandated to deal with such crime. The continuous incarceration of these people is likely to affect the national security of citizens. But the court never took our arguments, and the state completely dismissed our argument that now there is a new Inspector General of Police and the security of Kenyans is assured by the existence of the national police that is now fully constituted. We totally don't agree, and as I've put it very clearly, a clear political machination against the disbanded, against the National Police Service is completely in place, and the 9 are only but the pioneers. They will be dragged, and time will say. The deputy president was dragged to court, and at that time, everybody believed he was a person who had robbed 7.5 billion. The same police came back again with an affidavit that, oh, sorry, that is not the true position, and that is why today the court withdrew the charges against the deputy president. We have told the court that these are trumped up charges, these are politically instigated, and with the time they will collapse. But the security of Kenyans will be a big challenge as we move forward. But we hope the High Court will stop this type of political witch hunt and this type of attacks on the police officers without due regard to the national security of the 45 million Kenyans.